We're going to just ignore everything that Adam has said.
Sound off. Sound off. What do you think, guys? Let us know.
I already have to cut so much from this episode y'all will never know about.
It's the IDP show, now you know.
Welcome to the IDP show. I'm your host, Josh Raymer, joined in the Sode Shack tonight, Adam Markham. Addy, it is been a nice week here in BG. Some good weather.
Yeah, like 70 degrees.
I know, 70, 75. Going to get out and play any golf this weekend?
Yeah, going to try to. I got to play some last weekend, but it's staying lighter out longer, you know. It's like it's not getting dark until like 6, so that's been nice, you know.
The women folk aren't as depressed.
We're all better. We're all feeling a little better.
I feel like there's a spring in my step now that it's lighter outside, it's warming up a little bit.
Yeah, seasonal depression, very real. And I've always been I don't do well in the winter.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
You're just
my time is now, baby.
Time is now. Are we thinking, do we know where we might be playing this weekend? Got any places in mind? Gonna hit up Kenny or
whatever's. Well, I think it's gonna rain, so maybe a morning round.
There you go.
You know,
get it in when you can. Windows. Sure. You always talk about windows.
That's right. I think we're gonna have some that morning, 8 to noon on Saturday is really the only window we have. So
there we go. What else
do
you
out
need?
There. We'll be somewhere.
We'll be somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a good window right now in the NFL, folks. The combine just happened. We got free agency. The legal tampering period opens up on Monday. I think at 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning on Monday, the legal tampering period opens. So
it's going to be an awesome day.
It's going to be very fun. I'm so excited to see Alec Pierce walk to a new team, to see Daniel Jones get like a 3-year, $120 million deal from your Vikings that we don't match.
I hope not. We need Kyler, baby.
Yeah, I'm hoping we get Kyler. Connor and I have been going back and forth on this a lot over the last few days. I'm just like, hey, what if we just paid Kyler $1 million and saved $37 million and just built up our defense, or managed to bring Alec Pierce back and not let him walk to the Tennessee Titans?
I just don't think anyone's going to match that tag.
I think there's a possibility that some teams might. I
pray to God we don't.
I think the Vikings are the one that I would put money on to, because they had him in the building, and I could see like, well, we're finally, righting the. Sam Darnold's not available.
He's coming off a torn Achilles, dude.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
About?
But then you can I think the logic would be, well, let's let J.J. McCarthy play.
But also we don't have. We're not in a good cap spot. Like Kyler would actually.
Right, Kyler makes sense.
Yeah, we want Kyler. We're taking Kyler.
Okay, so Kyler's off the board. We're gonna be.
And Kyler wants to come with us too.
I tweeted this. Here's the likely scenario for the Colts is that Alec Pierce walks. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to throw a massive bag at Alec Pierce with Cam Moore down there and no real viable wide receiver options.
Patriots also an option.
Patriots,
like.
Yeah, I think will be bidding for his services after releasing Diggs. I think some team. Now, I'm not saying that the Colts won't match it, but some team will offer Daniel Jones a contract. Like, I'm almost certain of that, because quarterback neediness is a hell of a drug. And so someone will throw the bag at this guy. Maybe they structure it in such a way that it's front-loaded so they're protected if the Achilles is just not the same after like year 2. But someone will throw some money at Daniel Jones. I think Alec Pierce is as good as gone. I could see us trading Anthony Richardson to the Rams for a 4th-round pick, and then it's Riley Leonard and Phillip Rivers. Come on down for the worst camp battle you have ever seen, because that's how we do it. So
yeah, it's we're in bad spots, like both of our teams.
I know,
because it's like it could either be fun or it could be one of the worst seasons we've ever experienced.
I think my spidey sense is leaning more towards the latter.
Yeah, I think your window was last season.
Yes, it was. It was the first 8 games of last season. What a ride it was. People talking about the Colts as the best team in the league, and that window has slammed shut.
Yeah,
it slammed shut as soon as Daniel Jones broke his leg and we decided to go all in with the Sauce Gardner trade.
Yeah.
Dark times.
Unfortunately, the rest of the division has gotten
gotten better.
Got a bunch of young teams to deal with, young quarterbacks. So
it's a good place to be, Addy. I'm really happy about all of this that's transpiring, but I am happy to talk combine winners and losers and free agency preview. That's what we're doing on tonight's episode. We're going to talk some winners and losers from the combine and then shift gears and do a little bit of a free agency preview ahead of free agency opening up next week. If you want to read all about the best IDP free agents available, Mike Wollert's article live on the site, his top 40 IDP free agents of 2026, free to read, theidpshow.com. We'll be using that as sort of the basis for our discussion tonight. But, Addy, before we get into combine winners and losers, we got to talk some news because they've been a-happening. We mentioned the Colts. We mentioned the Vikings. Bobo's favorite team, the Rams, made a big old trade. I think this went down, yesterday? Trent McDuffie of the Kansas City Chiefs traded to the Rams, pick 29, a 5th, a 6th, and a 2027 third-round pick. This is quite the haul the Chiefs got back for Trent McDuffie. Addy, the question for me with IDP, where does Trent McDuffie play? He's obviously very well suited for the slot. I think that's his best position. But Quentin Lake is there. They just extended Quentin Lake. They're going to pay Trent McDuffie at the top of the cornerback market. Do you really pay a slot corner, outside corner money? Do they move Quentin Lake back to safety after losing probably Cam Curl? And Trent McDuffie is your slot corner, and you figure out the outside corner in free agency in the draft? What's going to happen here, Addy? Help me read the tea leaves.
I don't know. It's a good problem to have. You got a lot of talented defensive backs. I think that all those guys are versatile. All those guys will be able to do a bunch of different things. Like Trent McDuffie, I feel like he played a decent amount on the outside.
He's a pretty good outside corner and a very good slot defender.
Right.
Like his best. I was listening to the Athletic Football Show guys break it down this morning. They were having the same conversation of what's the best way to deploy these guys on the field? The answer is just yes.
Yeah.
But for IDP purposes, it's like, are we going to have, because Quentin Lake has been a revelation playing in that slot corner role, and I would hate for him to lose that. I think this ends up to where McDuffie plays mainly outside corner, Quentin Lake sticks in the slot, and they just go find a cheap safety replacement for Cam Curl in free agency.
Yeah, I agree. And looking at the alignment, I mean, McDuffie got a healthy amount of outside corner snaps last year, 479 out of his 688.
Okay, so he was primarily an outside corner.
And the year before, he got 953. So, yeah, I think that's what I would expect him to do there in Los Angeles. I mean, he'll get sprinkled in there a little bit. But for the most part, I think Lake was so good at that, man.
Right.
And a different body type,
and they
too.
just extended Lake. So it's like they clearly like Lake in the role. So unless they have plans to replace Cam Curl with Quentin Lake and use Trent McDuffie largely in the slot, but I think just reading the tea leaves, it sounds like he's probably going to be an outside corner for them.
Yeah, I would think so. But I mean, it's again, you got a bunch of fun players that are good. Like, I mean,
push the chips in, baby.
They'll figure it out. It'll be fine. However whatever they want to do, I'm sure it'll be fine.
And if it's McDuffie in the slot or Lake in the slot, both those guys, we just need clarity on who it's going to be.
Yeah,
and we'll draft them because I think that's a profitable role.
I would bet on it being Lake in the slot, but also McDuffie's a good enough corner, gets enough like pass deflection and stuff where it's like he's always been one of these guys that I target in these best balls because he's always producing. He's just a good player. Again, just one of those, you want good players on your team. McDuffie's a good player.
And I think he's a guy, I think they drew the comparison to like a Devon Witherspoon on the Athletic Football Show of like, this guy has some inside-out versatility.
Oh, yeah.
Where you can bring him, you can do some funky formations where he's in playing the slot and maybe Quentin Lake does kick out to safety,
Definitely.
And so I think the alignment, if he does play primarily wide corner, I don't think that's all he's going to play.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot of versatility.
But it'll still be useful for us in IDP.
Oh, absolutely.
And this should help, those guys on the defensive line. Since you have a better secondary, should keep, the receivers covered up a little longer, let the pass rush get home. So, it's good for the defense. This is just a typical move the Rams make, and love it.
Now, what if, Addy, the Rams still have, let me find their pick here, because they gave up pick 29.
Yeah, they have 13, right?
They have 13, yes, because of the Atlanta Falcons. So what if at 13 they're like, hey, we got Trent McDuffie now, play outside corner for us. We got Quentin Lake. What if we go draft us a Caleb Downs?
Yeah, that would be
at 13.
That would be absurd.
Like, I think that's the move of, like, could they – because we'll talk about it here in a little bit. Caleb Downs, a faller coming out of the combine. So what if he's
somebody good.
What if he's just sitting there? Or if it's not Downs, what if it's the Eneman, And they've got the next, like, Nick Amenwari type there in the back half of this defense. So
yeah,
I'm very excited for where this could go. I think – obviously losing Cam Curl, that's a blow. I'm curious to see where he ends up in free agency if they don't bring him back. But I think the Rams are sitting there. This is a really deep safety class from everything I'm hearing.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think they would have a multitude of options to replace Cam Curl if they needed a safety.
they'll get somebody good there. They're a sharp team. There'll be somebody that falls. Like, I mean, you could see like a Reuben Bain falling a little bit,
Yep.
and them scooping them up, and that would be pretty sick. There's your Byron Young replacement,
Right. That would be smart because, do you want to pay Byron Young?
I don't think so.
I think they're probably going to let that guy walk.
But there'll be someone like that, that also like receivers an option for him, with
Devontae Adams
getting
yep.
older and whatnot. So
I know they talked a lot about do they use 29 to take a quarterback, and it's like I always thought that they would take this first-round pick and turn it into a veteran player to help them chase a Super Bowl. So I think that's a good way to use the resources with the coaching staff and quarterback they have.
Ty Simpson is getting some buzz though now. So
I know.
That could be an option for him.
Don't tell Sigmund Bloom. I was talking to him earlier this week, and he's like, I am going to be sick if we are in another Kenny Pickett situation with Ty Simpson.
Yeah, it could
So
be.
let's talk about your Vikes, though, Addy. Jonathan Greenard, available for a trade. I would be very interested. Throw a 3rd or 4th round pick to the Vikings for Jonathan Greenard. Yes, please. Like, very usable player. I understand the Vikings are in a little bit of cap hell right now, so they've let go Jonathan Allen. Not surprised to see. And this is why I was connecting the Vikes to Daniel Jones, is this news broke about an hour after Daniel Jones got the transition tag.
Yeah.
Just thought that was kind of coincidental timing.
Yeah.
So,
but that's going to be the story with Minnesota. We're going to have to clear some cap. But yeah, we've kind of thought this could be coming just because, I mean, you got that's what you draft Dallas Turner for, right? So
it's on the wall for a reason, folks.
yeah, but I mean, I hope he gets traded. I really do. And also, I feel like
It would be better for everyone, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like the compensation could be surprisingly good for Minnesota, considering we just saw DJ Moore get traded for a 2nd
Right.
today. So.
I think the floor would be a 3rd round pick. If I were Minnie, I would not be moving him for anything less than a top 100 pick.
Yeah, so I think they'll get at least a 3rd, maybe a 2nd. If we tack on like a 5th or a 4th or something.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah. Maybe send a pick back later.
Similar
in the
to
draft.
what the Bills did. I think if we can get that type of return, that's a slam dunk. But
100%.
Greenard's been good, but I mean he has a hard time staying healthy. And again, it's just like he's just blocking Dallas Turner's progress.
He's a progress stopper.
Right. Dallas Turner is a different level of edge rusher, and the ceiling is much higher with him than it is with Greenard. So let's get him out there. Like it's time. This is year 3 for him.
Right.
Like I don't want to do anything to where we piss this dude off to where he doesn't want to return, doesn't want to work with us anymore.
Arguably the best defensive coordinator in the NFL, and Brian Flores. Let's turn this guy loose. It's time.
It's time.
We've ramped up for long enough. It's Dallas Turner time.
And we got to see him look pretty special in a lot more moments last season. So you just like to see the progression this guy has hit every single year. And again, he's still so damn young. I think he's still 22 right now. He'll be 23. So yeah, I'll be excited about Turner probably for the next half decade, even if he doesn't really produce the way we have been talking like he's going to.
He's not coming down off the wall, folks. I hate to break it to you.
No.
Always. Let's talk about Bobby Okereke, released by the New York Giants. I just thought this was kind of interesting. This is from Will Lomas on Twitter. Let me get this straight. Bobby Okereke was a team captain for Brian Daboll and played for him for 3 years. Played for Gus Bradley the year before that. Played under Dave Barganzi, who is the GM of the Tennessee Titans, 3 years before that. So every year of his career, Bobby Okereke has worked with a coach currently on the Titans staff. That man is coming to Nashville. So connect the dots. Free agency, so much of the time, is a who knows who relationship game. And so I think connecting the dots like that with anyone that's familiar with coaches or defensive coordinators, if that's how I would be betting on where these guys end up.
Yeah, it does feel like it feels like Tennessee is getting a linebacker, and maybe even Sonny Styles now. We'll get to him in just a second, but I mean, he's going to be in play for them, inside the top 5 now. So, yeah, that was always the concern with Cedric Gray. He's got a lot of landmines to navigate.
Right. New staff coming in,
Right.
4th overall pick.
Fourth, it was a former 4th rounder.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Yeah, Arvell Reese, and you've got Reese and Sonny Styles now, both getting top 5 buzz.
a good linebacker class overall. So I mean, there'll be some interesting guys there in the 3rd and the 4th. So I mean, yeah, it's the free agency.
Oh my God, we'll talk about it. It's disgusting.
Linebackers are out. It's absurd.
If he manages to dodge all of the landmines, it will be an honest to God miracle.
right.
Because there's almost just too much linebacker talent. I think most teams are going to be adding some sort of linebacker depth to their team, either through the draft or free agency or trades.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm not really trying to buy a lot of linebackers right now. They're on existing teams, right? Just because, I mean, there's too many good ones that are going to be coming in via free agency, via the draft.
This is a year to hold loosely to all of your linebacker assets, because I think that picture is about to get shaken up more than we realize. So Drake Thomas returning to Seattle on a 2-year, $8 million deal. Is this the end of Tyrese Knight, Addy?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Drake Thomas was pretty dang good last year. I mean, he was only playing around 70% of the snaps, but I mean, he was one of those guys that does a lot with less. And so, yeah, I mean, good on Seattle finding another one of these just no names,
right?
And he's looking like he's going to be the second starting linebacker there alongside Ernest.
I think it's going to be Ernest Jones and Drake Thomas. Zaire Franklin, I mentioned trades of linebackers. Trade talks being explored. This just feels like a precursor to him being cut probably Saturday or Sunday. We've talked about this already. The Colts can save some money. They need some money. They need to make a move to try to get the cap they need to sign Alec Pierce to a long-term deal before he walks out the door, which I think is happening regardless. But this just is always like, hey, yeah, you can go try to find a trade. Usually 2 or 3 days later, it's like, okay, yeah, so-and-so's been cut.
Yes, exactly. And also, piggybacking off this, I just saw where there was a report that the Bears plan to release Tremaine Edmunds after we heard the same thing. They did.
Yes,
confirmed.
They did. I think while you were coming over here.
Okay, so confirmed, and this is like the same script, right? Like they did the thing a week ago. It's like, we're looking for trade partners for Tremaine Edmunds.
That's how this thing goes, folks.
So yeah, Zaire Franklin is headed there, but again, he's one of these candidates to get replaced, even if he was to remain there, just because the
linebackers were bad. That's what Jake Colhagen was asking me about Jalen Carley's, and I'm like, brother, I don't know. I think the Colts linebacker room is getting completely reshuffled from what it was in 2025. Yeah. Carley's could have an opportunity, but I would not hold tightly to any of these guys.
Who are the other ones under contract?
I mean, Pratt is a free agent. Yeah. Franklin, they can save about $5.5 million letting Zaire go. So
Carley's
he's gone. I think Saguna Luby, was he still there?
Maybe.
McGroin, maybe still there. Let me check out our lads and see who is actually still there for the Colts.
But it doesn't seem like a great situation.
No, it does not. So yeah, linebackers currently under contract. Jermaine Pratt, this is a unrestricted free agent. Saguna Luby, it looks like, is a restricted free agent. And Jacob Phillips is a free agent.
Remember him from the Browns back in the day?
Yes, I do. It's Jalen Carley's. If Zaire Franklin gets let go, it's Austin Agiaki, Jalen Carley's, John Bullock. That's it, Addy. End of list.
Yeah, I mean, Carley's would be probably one of the two.
I think
they'll bring someone in, though.
My sense is that they are going to have two new starting linebackers, probably a veteran and a high draft pick. Like, I could see, if Jacob Rodriguez does not go in the first round, I could see the Colts going after someone like that in round 2. So, and then
I agree.
pair him with a Demario Davis or Levante David or somebody like that just for a year. And
y'all suddenly got a lot of needs. Damn.
Yes, we really do. Yeah. And we don't have first round picks for the next 2 years. So
that's all right.
Life is great. Everyone is happy. This is so good. Sunshine and rainbows. But let's keep it moving, though. Add a couple more points to talk about here. Congrats to Danielle Hunter. 1 year, $40.1 million extension, $30.7 million signing bonus. Imagine just stroking a check, Addy, signing a contract and knowing at that moment $30 million is going to hit your bank account.
Yeah, hope to know that feeling someday.
One day we will.
I agree. It's coming to us, no doubt. Good things happen to good people. That's what I hear.
Good things happen to Danielle Hunter.
Sure.
He
deserves it.
He
deserves it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it for this guy, still producing at the highest level. I mean, he was awesome last year for the Texans, and I don't think he's slowing down in the next couple of years. So
going to age very well.
Yeah, I mean, and also going to be alongside Will Anderson and motivated and
D'Amico Ryan's
being pushed.
Defense.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's just it's a perfect situation.
It's exactly where Danielle Hunter needs to be. So
is that the best duo in the league?
I think so. Because what are the other real contenders, honestly?
Yeah. Maybe Mad Max will join up with Detroit.
Yeah, I've heard San Francisco as
That'd be good.
so if you got, Mad Max and Magabosa tearing it
Yeah,
up off
right.
the edge. I mean, good Lord, that's fearsome. Or if Chicago, I've heard for Mad Max as well. So Montez Sweat plus Mad Max would be pretty nice.
That'd be good, yeah. But I don't think it's not touching
Trayvon
Danielle.
Walker, Josh Hines Allen.
Nah, it ain't touching Danielle and Will.
No, this is the best.
Yeah.
So we got some
Brian Burns, Abdul Carter is in the mix.
Yeah, I think that could be. I've heard some, maybe Kayvon, I think, is going to be a potential trade option here for the team since he's going to be playing on the 5th-year option. So, yeah, Tremaine Edmunds was released, so just add him to the, like we said, best season of his career, at least in terms of IDP. And thank you for your service. Get the hell out of here.
Tremaine Edmunds, I think it is, thinking back on when that guy was drafted, kind of Sonny Style-ish, 6'5", 240, freak, right? It's just interesting, right?
It is. 19 years old. I think he still can't drink legally.
I think he's just now 23.
23. Wow. Mad Max rumblings. Yeah, I'll be curious. There seems to be a lot of smoke if there's no fire with these Mad Max trade rumors. And the Raiders should, if they're getting, I saw a tweet or a rumor that was like two first-round picks potentially.
Brainer.
Absolutely cash out.
Yeah.
No doubt. That team sucks. Rebuild around the new coach, rebuild around Fernando Mendoza, and be good 3 years from now.
Yeah.
Right? Take the Caleb Williams path of let's just build this team up and hope in year 3 with Mendoza, maybe we're competing for a serious playoff push.
Yeah, I think so. Because, Mad Max was great last season, but I do feel like
Now's the time to cash out, Vegas. Yes. This guy's nicked up once again.
Every offseason.
The mileage is, he's disgruntled. I think he would be happy to be somewhere else, and you all probably would be happy if he was somewhere else.
Yeah, and if you're getting that type of,
Right.
2 first.
Could Chicago throw them, what is Chicago? Chicago is sitting at 25 overall. If they threw Las Vegas, let's even say 20, the pick 25 and a second rounder next year. That's probably still enough for me to say, okay, yeah. If you get 2 first, one this year and one next year, absolutely.
Yeah.
But, even if it was a first plus a little less than a first next year, I think I'm still doing that.
Probably so.
Just
I'd like it to be a little earlier than 25 if I'm trading away Mad Max.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think who could potentially move in.
I heard someone said Seattle was involved in some of these rumors.
No, surely not.
I mean,
they should. That'd be a massive flex. Win the Super Bowl, give Mike McDonald a freaking maniac like Mad Max. Good Lord. Carolina should be picking up the phone.
Yeah.
Sitting at 19. Good
I feel
Lord.
like that would that was Maxx Crosby. Even as well as
right.
they did.
As a fake playoff team.
I agree. Right.
Let's see. Detroit. Could Detroit just send pick 17?
That would be.
Can you imagine pairing Aiden Hutchinson and Mad Max?
That would be the best. That would be the best situation, I think. The best outcome for Mad Max.
Tampa Bay is at 15. They're interesting. Baltimore.
Be great.
Imagine him with the new defensive coordinator, head coach coming in. That would be nice. So I think he gets. My guess. Do you think he gets moved? Is that your?
It seems like it. Then that was the report today, right? We got the notification that they are listening now. Before
they had no plans, right? Yeah, and now they're listening. It's okay, so you're slowly just kind of marching toward the inevitable here. Yeah. So let's talk winners and losers from the NFL Combine, Addy, and let's start positive because we're positive people. With winners, you mentioned Sonny Styles. I think this is, no doubt about it, the biggest winner coming out of the NFL Combine. Absolute freak show performance, 6'5", 244 pounds, 999 RAS, 43.5-inch vert, the best ever by an off-ball linebacker in Combine history. 11-foot, 2-inch broad jump, best by any player at his position since at least 2003. This was, I think, a guy who was in middle to late first round consideration that has firmly entrenched himself in the top 5, top 8 pick conversation now.
Yeah, all-time Combine performance, you just listed it off. He's number one in a lot of things. And then also, it's not just like the combine and the athleticism. It's like when you hear the people talk about the interviews this guy
Oh my gosh.
had and like all the team meetings and stuff. Like people are saying that he's going to run a business someday. Just glowing reviews of this dude as a person and as a leader. We've seen the Fred Warner comps getting thrown around, and so anytime you start hearing stuff like that, it's just like, oh boy.
That's big shoes, though. So you kind of worry, is the hype getting out of control?
It's a lot. It's a lot, but you don't hear that about everybody.
That's true.
Right? I mean,
that is true.
And we saw the interviews, and he was very well put together.
Yeah, he got a standing ovation in some of the team meetings.
That doesn't even sound real.
That sounds made up. Yeah, I
just
don't know that. Yeah, it's like Bigfoot, like Paul Bunyan type of shit here. Like, I don't know that I believe this. I love it. I mean, this makes me very excited for Sonny Styles. I mean, you have a note here in the doc. Is he the first IDP off the board now, Eddie?
I think he is. Yeah, I mean, especially when you also liked. Are we sure this guy is an edge rusher?
That's what Hayden Winks brought this up. It's like we talk about Arvell Reese so much as like, is he an edge? Is he off ball? He's like, why are we not talking about Sonny Styles as the next Micah Parsons who plays off ball but then rushes off the edge going into his second year?
The frame is
he's a freak.
It's just like all these other freaks at edge. So yeah, I did just tremendous ceiling, but also seems like a really heady player, which is sometimes rare for those types, So yeah, I mean, he's someone that I feel like every time I get in the ranks, I'm adjusting him and Arvell 1 and 2.
Right.
However I'm feeling that morning.
I think ultimately the draft will probably be the nudge that decides that because
but they're both going to get top 5 spots.
I think so. I mean, there was a great episode of Building the Beast with Dane Brugler, and he said that he believes Styles will go top 5 overall now. And he had him as his top 5 overall player entering the combine. He had to consider if that was too low. I think it probably is. And he said that Styles has one of the highest floors in the draft and maybe the closest thing to bust proof. And so that right there for me if we know that this guy does not, at least from the consensus opinion, have the questions that Arvell Reese has for where is he going to play, for IDP purposes, I think he is potentially the cleanest number 1 IDP off the board, especially if he gets the top 5 draft capital.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how he'll be drafted. Although I do wonder, like, I mean, checks a ton of boxes that we love, of course, but like production, is he going to be the most because there are some productive linebackers. Right. Like we'll talk about Jacob Rodriguez for a little bit. Like, if Jacob Rodriguez and him both are going to have 10-year careers and be 3-down linebackers, I mean, Jacob Rodriguez is probably going to be the more productive.
Sonny Styles is the guys I want for my NFL team. Who do I want for my IDP squad?
Correct.
Probably Jacob Rodriguez into the 2nd round, 3rd round in your rookie drafts.
Yeah. And that's why I think that Sonny Styles comparison to Fred Warner is pretty good, because that's kind of how Fred Warner's always been too, right? Like the first 4 or 5 years, Fred was really like a linebacker too.
He was a high-end LB2.
And then we've really, like the last, 2 or 3 years, we've really seen him kind of take that step back and, into like a bona fide linebacker 1. So I think that could be kind of the same type of trajectory for someone like Sonny Styles. Maybe he's a little frustrating and underwhelming as far as being a producer, but he's going to be someone that's never leaving the field, and he's going to probably get better with age.
Are we sure this guy just isn't, like you said, the next Tremaine Edmunds?
That's the worry, right?
I mean, what was the size here for Tremaine Edmunds? Let me pull up his...
He was 6'5", the same thing. I fell in love with Tremaine because of that. So I'm always a little leery of these big linebackers like that, because it just, you just get little flashbacks.
Yeah, 6'4", 251.
So
he's actually taller and a little skinnier.
But with Tremaine, I mean, it was, I think that it was
freaky athlete too. Not like he was just a big kind of walking slow guy.
But I don't think he was near like the interviewer or the character leader that he was. Like there was plenty of talk about Tremaine being a guy that was going to be a little raw coming in. Where Sonny, you're not really hearing that at all.
This is a guy that I think the upside is tremendous, but I think we just need to be careful about like setting expectations too high for this guy.
Yeah.
Because I think, he's going to be probably in the back half of 1st round consideration now for rookie drafts. And like you said, You mentioned this when we did our mock draft. I think I'd rather just have Jacob Rodriguez a couple rounds later, probably.
The problem is now
round and a half later.
Now it's probably not a couple rounds. It's probably just a round.
Yeah,
maybe
is
a
he
half a round.
is he end of the second round at this point?
I'm afraid so.
Well, let's keep talking about some more winners here. I think the second biggest winner, we mentioned him already, Dylan Thieneman, safety, Oregon, 9.65 RES, 6 foot, 201. Should mention Sonny Styles ran a freaking 4.4640, tie for the fastest amongst linebackers. Dylan Thieneman was really fast as well, 4.35 in the 40, among the fastest ever recorded by a safety at the combine. 41-inch vert, second best among all safeties. 10.5 broad. Just smooth. You just watch this guy. And we have Caleb Downs as a loser a little later on because he didn't test. We saw some kind of red flags coming out of the medicals. But I think it's just one of those things where when there are winners from a combine, guys rising up, there naturally have to be guys falling down for other people to come up. And I think Thieneman just kind of stole Caleb Downs' thunder a little bit. And, I would put him number 2 as far as a combine winner coming out of this past weekend.
Yeah, I agree. Tore it up, dude. What is it, 9.64 RAS for the guy? And then, he's been my safety too all along. I've been very excited about Thieneman. Yeah. That's going to take a while.
That's going to take a bit.
Athleticism, a great tackler, great leader, can play all over the field, any position that you need for a defense. So, I love this dude. I've got him ranked 7th overall, safety 2 right now when it comes to IDP only. That's
for the rookies.
For the rookies,
Yeah.
right? And that's he hasn't. If you're talking about dynasty, I've already got some of these guys in the dynasty ranks. He's already a top 6 safety.
Oh, absolutely.
So
yeah, I think it is mock draft database right now. NFLmockdraftdatabase.com is a great resource this time of year because you can kind of see how this is being reflected. They still have him going around pick 28. I think we're looking top 20 pick now for Dylan Thieneman.
Yep. Yeah. And I talked about on the last episode, you're seeing a lot of
Vikings
people, mock him to the Vikings. Just the obvious Harrison Smith replacement, which, I wouldn't hate it. I'm always leery of when a guy skyrockets like that overnight. It's
right.
We're starting to get a little cute. I'd like to know who we're passing up on to select this guy. Again, I love him, but I love him more so for IDP. I don't know that I would want to necessarily take him top. What do we have, a 17th pick?
Yeah, something like that.
17th or 18th pick, something like that.
You guys have the 18th pick.
Yeah, that feels like
you're
the
drafting
highest,
him at his ceiling.
Right, the highest outcome for him. So he's awesome. I'm a big fan, excited to see him do what he did for sure. And then also all the analysts, same with Sonny Styles, literally every Daniel Jeremiah, Todd McShay, Dane Brugler, all these guys gushing about Sonny Styles, the safety here, Thieneman.
Yeah, Thieneman. You'll get there. It's like cinnamon. Dane Brugler called the workout phenomenal. And so, they had Dane mocked Thieneman to the Cowboys at 20. He's like, I don't know if he's going to be there at 20 anymore. So I think the buzz is only going to ratchet up. If you're annoyed by the Minnesota taking Thieneman takes, I think they're only going to ratchet up here.
I'd be excited about it. It would be pretty cool. Obviously, this is a guy that I've been high on since the beginning, and so it would be. I wouldn't be mad about it,
right?
But I just feel for the needs we have as a team,
probably not the best use of a first. That was the Colts selecting Tyler Warren, who I think is going to be a great player, but just spending a first round pick on a tight end, a non-premium position, it's a tough pill to swallow. So. Let's talk about another winner here, Danny Dennis Sutton, defensive end, Penn State, 6'6", 256, 996 RAS. I just wanted to call this guy out. 3-cone was awesome, 6'9" 3-cone for a guy his size. One of only 2 edge rushers who did the 3-cone. That's kind of sad. That makes me bummed out. I hate that we're seeing declining combine participation. I mean, I get it.
Oh, it's dying, man.
Right. I think they're going to have to figure out how to incentivize players to do this if they want to keep this as a TV product like they do.
Yeah.
So just wanted to throw him out. Kind of an under the radar guy.
All the players are picking and choosing the drills they do now. You know, like they everyone knows what's up. No one wants to put, you know, bats. Everyone understands the RAS stuff and the things that everyone's tracking these days. So these agents are smart, and yeah, I'm afraid that the event's dying.
It may be over.
Yeah.
It may be over. Yeah, and
nothing gold can stay, man.
That's right. And I think the NFL got a little too cute of like, we can have this traveling around, going to different cities, and it can be sort of like the draft. And it's like, no, I don't think that's the future for this. So unless they stop inviting, I think the only way I think you could fix it would be, okay, if we invite you, you have to participate fully. Like that is the requirement. Is like, if you get an invite, you have to do all the testing, all the interviews, all the on-field work. Like that is the requirement. So you may get to then open it up to some guys a little lower down the kind of totem pole. But that, I don't know how you solve it other than that if you're the NFL.
But I mean, you can't do that, right? You can't.
I mean, the NFL will do whatever they want to save the TV product. That is what they are first and foremost interested in, is making good television.
Yeah.
So they'll figure it out. I'll be curious what the solve is.
Yeah, because it was unfortunate. Like I think Jacob Rodriguez, shout out to him, was one of like the few players that did all the drills.
Right.
You know, so
Didn't he do the one like 10 times over and over and over again trying to get it right? Was that him that I saw that did it
Maybe
repeatedly
so, I
until he
missed
got
that.
it right?
But
I'll bet that.
Everything he tested on was really good.
So just wanted to call out Danny Dennis Sutton here. Again, edge rusher, Penn State, 996 RAS. Sitting around pick number 69 on Mock Draftable database right now. So probably, yeah, like a late second, early third round pick.
Yeah, probably not someone that we're gonna be really interested in our IDP leagues. He'll be a free agent. You know, he'll be out there on waivers for you. So
just a guy, see where he lands. If he lands maybe somewhere second round draft capital, maybe he sneaks in there.
Maybe he could be a Jalix Hunt someday, right? That's
Exactly.
that's like what you're hoping for these type of guys.
Another winner, we already mentioned him, Arvell Reese, Ohio State edge rusher / linebacker. Didn't have an RAS because we didn't get any jumps, so his profile was incomplete. But he did tie for the fastest 40 time amongst defensive line linebacker group, 4.46, so tied with Sonny Styles. I think that's just hilarious that these two guys ran the same speed. 6'4", 241, so just about an inch shorter and a few pounds lighter than Sonny Styles. So I think Arvell Reese didn't set the world on fire like Styles did, Addy, but I think he just kind of checked the box of like, this guy is going to be, I think, consensus number 2 overall pick to the Jets. The Jets' social media is kind of teasing it a little bit. So I think it, especially shipping off Jermaine Johnson, like the way they did to, what was it, Tennessee?
Yeah, that's right.
Getting
That should
back
have been the news.
Yeah, T'Vondre Sweat. I like that for both sides.
I agree.
But it seems like they're maybe clearing the lane a little bit. They're losing Quincy Williams. You have a need at linebacker. Unless you bring him back, you now have a need at edge opposite Will McDonald. You've kind of shored up the middle a little bit there with big old T'Vondre Sweat coming in. So
yeah, he accounts for 2 players.
Right, he counts at least a player and a half, maybe 2 players if you want to push it. But yeah, Arvell Reese, I think, just checked the boxes of like, this guy was a top 3 pick going into the combine, and he's a top 3 pick coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Like you wish he would have measured a little better, right? He's a little on the undersized side for being an edge rusher, but who cares? He's gonna fill out, and like the on-field stuff was really impressive with him. The dude just moves different, right? He is just smooth. He is fast. He is quick. He is explosive. I'm still super excited about Arvell Reese, even though he was a little overshadowed by Sonny Styles, and it's probably dropped down as far as like the first IDP off the board. I do feel like he is probably going to be number 2 now behind Sonny.
You think Sonny goes before Arvell Reese now?
Just in IDP leagues.
Just in IDP leagues. I got you.
Yeah.
I think he still goes ahead of Sonny in real life NFL draft.
I agree.
I think Arvell is locked in top 3 pick.
Yeah, 2
and
or 3.
I think Sonny Styles is locked in top, let's say 8 pick.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to lock in like top 5, but I think he's really helped himself coming out of the combine.
I agree. Yeah, that's when he starts becoming a discussion around pick 4, I think. And then like Giants, they just let go of Okereke.
Yeah, and they're sitting there.
What a nice fit there,
They are sitting there at
5.
5 overall. Yeah, I think that just look at what teams cannot lie with their money. And so this new regime coming in here said, you know what? Thank you for your service, Bobby O. We're going to clear up some cap space here. And they know. They know where the strength of this draft is, right?
Yeah.
And so they know, hey, if we can get a Sonny Styles, that could be our Fred Warner. Think about John Harbaugh coming over from the Ravens, had Roquan Smith in the middle of his defense.
He had a quote today about it as well, about how you need a linebacker in the middle. So,
Right.
Yeah, it seems like, these guys are setting themselves up to maybe do that.
I could see Mendoza at 1, Arvell Reese at 2 to the Jets. I could see something like I could see Arizona or Tennessee going with Jeremiah Love 3 or 4.
Yeah, it just feels like Arizona that they can't take one of these defenders.
Please don't.
You just can't do it.
Don't take a hybrid. Don't take an Arvell Reese. Like if maybe
fan base won't allow it. I'm
right.
afraid.
Something crazy happens at 2, and the Jets go, with who's the kid out of Texas Tech? The David Bailey. Maybe David Bailey is more their flavor at 2, and then Arvell Reese is sitting there, and everyone's just like, please God, don't do this to us again. Isaiah Simmons, Zaven Collins. We cannot have a repeat of this.
Reddick.
Yeah, don't stop bringing it up. It's hurtful, Addy.
Yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, I could see Jeremiah Love being in the mix for either of these teams. I think David Bailey's going to be in the mix. I mean, Arizona and Tennessee's defense obviously needs a lot of help. But yeah, you don't need an edge rusher in New York, especially if you keep Kayvon Thibodeau, but you need a linebacker. So that would be sick. If he goes 5 overall to the Giants and is the clear locked-in green dot from day one,
Imagine, Sonny Styles
Wheels
and Abdul Carter together.
Sick.
That's pretty sick.
That's pretty sick.
2 versatile players. And then who knows, maybe Sonny gets some run at edge at some point too.
Good.
He just got a very high
He's a
ceiling
weapon
as well.
Yep,
Sure.
agree. Let's show some love here, Addy, to the defensive tackle position. I just wanted to shout these 2 guys out because we got to show some love to the DTs, and I just love the juxtaposition of these 2 players next to each other. This is Grayson Halton, defensive tackle, Oklahoma, and Caleb Banks, defensive tackle out of Florida. Both posted really good RAS, 9.23 for Grayson Halton, 9.86 for Caleb Banks. But the size disparity in 2 guys that play the same position just made me chuckle. Grayson Halton, 6'2", 293, 31 and 1/8 inch arms, 77 and 6/8 inch wingspan. So that's Grayson Halton, big dude. But now listen to Caleb Banks, 6'6", 327 pounds, 35 inch arms, 85 inch wingspan. This dude is a freaking pterodactyl. Now, the cleat thing was kind of annoying. Sounds like that was kind of par for the course with Caleb Banks, having to pull out of the combine early because his cleats were rubbing his feet the wrong way.
He has some concerns.
Yeah, just some work ethic, Are you really serious about this kind of concerns? But
things like this happen
right,
more than they should.
But my God, from an athletic profile standpoint and just a massive human standpoint, they don't make people like Caleb Banks all that often, especially that can move like that. So, yeah, 40-yard dash, 5.04 for Caleb Banks. So
he'll probably be DT1, DT2 for most folks, I'd say.
yes, he is, I think.
Him or Peter Woods.
Yeah, let's see what mock draft database has as the number 1.
Caleb Banks
defensive tackle.
definitely just, I think he's on a lot more people's radars after the measurements.
He's at 24 overall right now on mock draft database.
Caleb Banks is.
Yes, he is.
Who
was the other one you mentioned?
Peter Woods.
Peter Woods. I'll see where he is too.
Peter Woods, that's an interesting name.
Peter Woods, huh? No, actually, number 1. He's sitting here at 19. So it goes Peter Woods at 19 and then Caleb Banks at 24.
Yeah.
Peter Woods.
That good?
What's up with that?
I don't know.
I like it, though.
His parents are funny.
Parents have got a good sense of humor. Hey, what about Traden Stukes, Addy, safety cornerback out of Arizona?
Crushed it, right?
Another winner.
4.3 something 40. Is that what I saw?
4.3, 340, 9.88 RAS, a 10.10 broad jump led all safeties. So just another athletic freak here, Addy. His 4.3, 340 ranked among the best times by any player at his position. 10-10 broad jump, led all safeties, ultra athletic, nickel player. He is 6'1", 190 pounds. So
yeah, it's solid size.
Yeah.
I mean, that's above average for the height, and then that's average for the weight. So 63% of the snaps in the sweet spot for Mr. Stukes. So, I mean, yeah, slot corner. Yeah, above average athlete. I mean, gosh, 9.88 RAS. Good Lord.
yeah, and in Dane Brugler, best utilized as a nickel with safety as his secondary position. So that is what I'm paying attention to more and more is like guys that can play that nickel position. Sure. Give me those guys.
Yeah, Stukes, he's definitely risen. My guy is still Keontae Scott. If I'm looking for a nickel in this class, I think Keontae Scott is the best option. But yeah, Stukes certainly made himself a lot more aware by folks.
Yeah, Keontae Scott sitting at 61 overall in the mock draft database, and Stukes was down at 94. So, yeah, I think the consensus is with you in terms of Scott versus Stukes. But just wanted to call that out because that is a hell of a combine performance from Stukes.
Yeah, another one of those, guys that'll be out there on waivers. Like, we've seen Tyke Smith, Sanders still, like a lot of those guys end up working out pretty nicely. So, yeah, you got to pay attention to a lot of these guys, I think.
Let's talk about your boy, J-Rod. It's time. Man put on a show. This was one of those where I think we were a little nervous that the combine was going to expose Jacob Rodriguez as not being an athletic dude. Didn't have to be worried about that one, Eddie.
Yeah, I mentioned that on the last episode. I was thinking he's probably going to be a guy that is not a 9 RAS, right? But he certainly was. 9.52 RAS.
Let's go, big dog.
He's undersized, 6'1", weigh 231, so that's 49th percentile for height, 47th percentile for weight. But, I mean, who cares? This dude crushed the combine. 4.57 40, that was 92nd percentile. 38.5-inch vert, that was 95th percentile. He had a 10-foot broad, that was 82nd percentile. In the agility drills, he did the 6.9. He had a 6.9 3-cone, which was 93rd percentile, and then 4.19 in the shuttle was 92nd. So, yeah, again, 9.52 RAS. One other cool nug on Rodriguez, his wife is an active duty U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter pilot.
What a badass.
What a badass. Yeah, she's more badass than Jacob Rodriguez, but
hard to do when you're putting up a 9.53 RAS.
I know, 9.5
was it 9.53?
9.52 RAS, 97 overall on NCAA 26.
Let's go.
You gotta
awesome wife. Like, this dude's checking all the boxes. Now the mustache I know still gives you problems.
I'd like for him to get rid of it, but also it's like, well, when you got a Black Hawk helicopter wife, the rules don't always apply.
You can have a mustache, you can have a beard,
Sure.
you can have a mullet, you can be bald, you can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Well, I'm excited. Do you think now Jacob Rodriguez has moved firmly into the back portion of the second round of rookie drafts?
I'm afraid so. He is my linebacker 2 now in the class,
Ruh-roh.
behind Sonny Styles. But again, like I mentioned earlier, like there's a world where, and it's not really hard to imagine that Jacob is the most productive linebacker in the NFL out of this class.
Yeah, I don't think that's arguable. And now that we have the athleticism, I'm curious where he has ascended to here on.
I've been seeing some first round talk. I'm pretty sure the NFL Stock Exchange guys had him mocked inside the first.
Really?
On their post combine.
That feels like kind of a little bit of overcorrection.
Drew Sanders-ish, right?
Yeah, I don't know that I like that.
Remember that?
Oh, yes, I remember that very well. Didn't
Yeah.
he tear an ACL?
He tore it all. He tore everything.
Everything.
Yeah. Every year he's tearing something new.
Labrum/labia. Never good.
Yep.
Jacob Rodriguez is sitting at 54 right now, but he has moved up 3 spots on the mock draft database. So I think he goes firmly second round now in the NFL draft.
Nice
First
to see,
round feels a little rich.
and also it is nice to see the return of the linebacker, the off-ball linebacker. Right? People
a big year.
People giving love to the, and also, but they still are being, we get the non-premium position. But dude, when you find an elite one, that is about as good of a find as you can have.
It is the quarterback of the defense.
Yep.
And that's an important thing.
So it's worth taking shots, even though you'll get roasted by maybe the nerds on Twitter. If you find the next Fred Warner, who cares?
Right. It is a I think a margin that smart teams are learning how to exploit, right? The NFL is a league of finding every single edge that you possibly can, and linebacker, finding that Fred Warner, Roquan Smith type of linebacker that can anchor your defense and the defense revolves around this player. That is, I don't think enough smart teams are taking advantage of that, trying to find that player. And I'm excited about this next guy as well, because you talk about players that can be the green dot, call the defense. This was a great tweet from Brett Coleman on C.J. Allen. He said, talk to Georgia linebacker C.J. Allen a bit just now. This was from February 25th. Apparently, Glenn Schumann just let him run the show on the field most of the time, unless he had a specific situational call on the sheet he wanted to get into. For everything else, Allen did the calls, the checks, all of it. So now, C.J. Allen, all the mocks that I've seen have him in the first round, usually like in the mid-20s, and he's 26 on the consensus big board right now. So
yeah,
I think there's reason to be excited about him as well. If you
Agreed.
consider Arvell Reese, especially as more of a linebacker prospect, I mean, we've got 4 locked and loaded, I think, stud linebackers right here that are all getting first-round buzz.
Yep, he's my linebacker 3. And again, I think just him not, doing anything in the combine, that we're just kind of holding that against him. But I mean, we have every right to be excited about this dude. One of the younger linebackers in the group, just 21. So I mean, hearing him like be a leader of that Georgia defense,
just calling it.
That's pretty
cool.
cool.
That's insane. Like, how many young guys like that would be trusted to call an entire defense at a program like Georgia?
Right. So that speaks a lot about him. So, yeah, I mean, this is a really, really good class. Just looking at the ranks right now, I mean, I have C.J. Allen 6 overall. I mean, that tells you, like, the type of cream we have in this class. Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, David Bailey, Jacob Rodriguez, C.J. Allen, That's my top 6. I mean, that's a sick top 6.
It's a good year to need defensive help if you're in rookie drafts. So
good year to need linebackers and safeties.
Yep, exactly. So any other winners that you want to shout out here, Addy? I think you've got a few more guys.
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah.
We can talk Jake Golday.
Let's go.
He had a nice combine, 9.73 RAS. Anthony Hill Jr. also crushed it, 9.84 RAS. So I mean,
pick in the mock draft. Let's go.
I mean, just more linebackers that are good, and we're not even mentioning like the guy Trotter out of Missouri.
Another Trotter,
Josiah Trotter.
We need another one.
Kyle Louie out of Pittsburgh. This is just a good class, man. There's going to be a lot of good picks being made late in your fantasy drafts, I think. So also Malachi Lawrence switching over to edge. He had a really, really good combine, 9.9 RAS. So one of the best athletes in this entire class. Let's see, where's he out of? He was out of UCF, but also he played high school ball in Louisville.
Did he really? There you go, Kentucky boy.
So you love to see that.
Love
but
to
yeah,
see that.
He's a guy that again, he'll be there for you after your draft. But I think he's worth the pickup again. Like this is someone that turned into a Jalen Hunt type of piece. I think so. You just got to hope he kind of lands with the right team.
When you have that sort of athleticism, I'm interested. I'm paying attention. At edge, that is, I think, of all the defensive positions, that is where athleticism matters the most.
And his tape is good. I mean, he's productive, one of the more productive prospects at his position. So, I mean, he's someone that's going to be rising a lot.
And then you have VJ Payne, it sounds like.
Yeah, I wanted to throw another.
Wicked VJ Payne.
That's pretty good right there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he, what was it,
9'8", it looks like.
Yeah, 9'8", Also, really good size out of him. He's
6'3", 206. That's a big boy.
Yep. So I mean, that's elite size. He had a lot of sweet spot usage. So
just a little name to put a
big,
pin in.
He's big. He's a big athlete. Like he plays a lot of high leverage snaps. I mean, you think of players like Jeremy Lin and Jeremy Chin.
Linsanity?
Chinsanity.
You throwing it back? Chinsanity. Yeah. Love to see that. Yeah. Hey, just the usage, that is something that is becoming more and more prevalent. So anytime you see slot, You've got this nice sweet spot deployment. Pay attention to that. That's what I'm interested in. Athleticism for edge rushers. I'm interested in this sort of leadership, intangible quality with linebacker, right? Like someone that's heady that can come in and start from day one, like a Carson Schlesinger, get the green dot right away. Very interested in that. And then with safeties, cornerbacks, defensive backs of any ilk, that alignment. Like, can you play all over the field? And especially, did that team look to deploy you as like an extra linebacker, line you up in the slot? I want these slot dogs.
Are you a good tackler? Do you sprinkle in a healthy amount of big plays? Yeah.
That's what we want for IDP. That's how these DBs are going to score their points. Let's talk some losers, Addy, before we talk free agency. And we can hit these pretty quickly here, but two big losers for me that I want to call out here. First up, got to talk about Ruben Bain, edge out of Miami. We knew the arms were going to be short, but 30 and 7/8 inch arms really was the buzz of Twitter when this came out. Fourth shortest ever recorded for an edge rusher since 1999 per mock draftable. 77 and 3/8 inch wingspan, bottom 19 edge rushers in the mock draftable database since 1999. If drafted in round one, he would have the shortest arms of any first round defensive end since at least 1999. So it did not work out at all. So that kind of compounds the arm length concerns when you're not putting any athletic testing out there to kind of offset those measurements.
It's a red flag.
So, sub 32 inch armed edge rushers, it's just hard for these guys to find success. So if he's able to do it, he will be an outlier.
Yeah. Subscribers of the IDP show will not be drafting Ruben Bain Jr. It is just, I'm not betting on it. I think he's a good player. He's a good college player, but I just don't know that the ceiling is there for him, And I'm just not gonna. There's too many other good options. There's too many other safer options. I'm not going to spend the draft capital it's going to take to acquire him because he's still going to go high.
He's at 4 right now in the mock draft database. That's kind of shocking to me.
Yeah, I've been seeing him slip. Previously he was like a locked in top 5 pick in every mock, but now he's like going sliding, 7 to the Commanders, going 9 to the Chiefs, right?
Sliding a little closer to 10 instead of 5.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, that would probably be the best thing to happen for Ruben Bain. Go somewhere like that.
Right. Go land with a better team. Take the expectation off just a little bit. I mean, if you go closer to 10 rather than top 3 or 4, it lessens.
Changes.
Right. It lessens the expectation quite a bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I'm not interested, man. There's just too many. This class is just too good.
It's a really good defensive class.
It's just too good for me to take the risk on him, unless something crazy. Unless all my league mates felt the same and he was there in the 4th round. Then it's okay, I'll roll the dice here.
We'll stop the slide.
Yeah, but otherwise, someone else can have him. Good luck. I mean, it might work out. That's how we get outliers.
Yep.
But I'm not
in a class like this. I'd rather just take my shot elsewhere. I think is kind of the consensus opinion here. So, Lee Hunter, defensive tackle, also wanted to call him out. 3.72 RAS, y'all. 21.5 inch vert, among the worst marks ever posted by a defensive tackle at the combine. 8.4 broad jump. This dude just does not have the lower body explosion you look for. 5.18 40 placed him in the bottom tier of combine defensive tackles. We talked about some defensive tackle winners earlier there with Grayson Holton and the kid out of Florida, Caleb Banks. And so Lee Hunter on the opposite end of that spectrum. Cassius Howell, edge rusher out of Texas A&M, another guy we wanted to call out. Arms, again, very short, 30 and 1/4 inch. 30 and 2/8 inch arms. 6'2", 253, 812 RAS. I think lost a little bit of shine. Cassius Howell did.
Yeah, and it's just like he's going to be in that range where I'm just not interested in chasing.
Sort of a
rushers.
dead zone.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
It's like every single year we get those Chris Braswells, those like all those types. Or it's going to be the same.
He's literally
thing.
at 25 right now in the mock draft. That feels like that dead zone of like Odafe Owe. Now Owe turned it around here with the Chargers, but up until then, those guys, Marcus Davenport, right?
Yeah.
Those sort of like 25 to 32 in the NFL draft edge rushers. It's just a dead zone, man.
And it's like, even if it does work out, like, again, like, what is the upside?
Right.
Like, is this guy ever going to be like a 10-plus sack producer?
Is he ever going to crack your lineup for IDP leagues?
on
Probably
a bye
not.
week?
Right,
In
maybe.
the right matchup.
If you're starting 4 defensive linemen.
So he's essentially a roster clogger.
Right.
Right.
So no thank you.
No.
Harold Perkins, junior linebacker edge out of LSU, a loser as well. Opted not to work out at the combine. He's a fringe day 3 prospect, needed to raise his stock, so he's getting bad advice from an agent. And then these positional questions are dogging him as well. Too small to play full-time edge. LSU couldn't find a permanent home for him either. This is a chance for him to show off the athleticism. He didn't do it, so I think this is more about the buzz going in a negative direction around Harold Perkins Jr. So
Yeah, it's a shame. He was a guy that was, at one point in his career, early college career, this was like going to be the next big linebacker, Especially like LSU was like a factory for a while
Right.
there.
just didn't work out.
Patrick Queen, Devin White. So yeah, it was looked at like Perkins was going to be that, but he also dealt with a lot of injuries, so I think that kind of like took him off that path. But yeah, he'll be free.
Right.
So,
He's 127 right now in the database. So
who knows? I mean,
what is that? God, like a 4th round pick?
I'm not going to turn up my nose at any of these guys. Like, I mean, if there's probably a situation, assuming this guy gets like drafted within the first 5 rounds.
Yeah.
He's interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll be paying attention.
Sure.
But yeah.
Because he has traits that are, I think he could be someone that has, decent big play potential and be a good enough tackler. And, if he gets opportunity, would probably be productive. So,
Yeah. So one more here we wanted to hit, and we've mentioned it earlier. Caleb Downs, just a loser by sheer virtue of the fact that he did not work out, did not get to build the buzz, got outshined by Thieneman there, didn't test, didn't work out. And then the medicals flagged a partially torn meniscus and a degenerative ACL. Now, his family is disputing this claim that's come out about the degenerative ACL. Aren't all of our ACLs degenerative? Like, aren't they all just getting worse over time? They're not getting better.
all of our body parts.
Right, they're all breaking down.
Right, everything's degenerative.
Right. So I didn't.
So
This seemed like a
no news. This is no news situation.
This is a no news, nothing burger situation here.
Everything's always going to be getting worse, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
That's
but,
called entropy, folks. Look it
Yep.
up. It is a scientific principle.
So yeah, not concerned at all. Again, like I'm prepared for a dark future regardless.
Adam's in a dark place right now. Let me pull you
World's
back.
scary, guys.
Do you still
Tough.
think over under 5.5 as far as the draft position for Caleb Downs? Do you think he goes before or after pick 5?
After.
You think so?
Before pick 11, though.
Okay. Yeah, who's sitting there at 11? Is that the Miami Dolphins? Bengals, I've heard a lot.
A lot of Bengals
For
staying
him,
there in
so-
Ohio.
But if he's there at 13 with the Rams, as we've mentioned already,
Oh, man.
that would be sick. So, all right, that was winners and losers from the NFL Combine, Addy. Let's talk a little free agency preview. This is a
I
lot
had
of
no
fun.
idea we were doing this.
You did not.
did
Okay,
not
so
know
here
we
we
were
are.
doing the
We
second
can
half.
put you on the spot. We're doing defensive lineup first, Addy. And some of the big names, again, check out Mike's article, theidpshow.com. Sort of the bells of the ball here. Top of the list, we got to talk about Trey Hendrickson. But then I think also Jalen Phillips used to be on the wall here in the Sode Shack. I've heard a lot of buzz, people going back and forth of like who gets the bigger deal, who gets more guaranteed money, Jalen Phillips or Trey Hendrickson. I think that Hendrickson is going to land somewhere else. There's been a lot of links to Indy because of our need at edge rusher and the connection there with Lou Anarumo. I don't think we're going to have the money to bring Trey Hendrickson in, especially if we somehow manage to retain Pierce and what we're paying Daniel Jones. So what do you think, Addy? If you were an NFL team, do you want Jalen Phillips on a new deal or do you want to bring in Trey Hendrickson?
I guess it depends on where I'm at as a team, right? I mean, if the window is right now, I want Trey Hendrickson. I think he can still give us 2 or 3 years of elite production, be a guy that can contend for 15 sacks in a single season. So it would be Trey Hendrickson short term. But, I mean, Jalen Phillips is intriguing. I mean, the concern obviously with him is the fact that he's already had 2 major injuries in a torn ACL and a torn Achilles. But, yeah, he seemed to kind of put some of that worry that we had out of our mind because he was good last season. He was very good there in Philly. I'm surprised Philly didn't tag him, honestly.
Especially trading, what was it, a 3rd-round pick for Jalen Phillips, I think it was?
I guess they'll get a comp pick right back, won't they?
They will, yeah, if he walks. So that helps.
And he will. I mean, there's he might get a really big bag, though. Like I think we could see him get, could he get $100 million?
I think guaranteed money-wise, I think I would probably put it on
60.
Jalen Phillips just because to get the most of the edge rusher group because of the age.
Yeah.
Right? I think Hendrickson may get the bigger number like in a given year, but in terms of guaranteed money, because I think teams will be interested in throwing a 3 or 4 year deal at Jalen Phillips, maybe a 1 or 2 year deal for Trey Hendrickson.
I just don't know how to do it if I was a team, man. The injury history is too
I know.
scary.
It worries me. I don't think I would either.
And also, keep in mind, I was just talking about the NFL injury history, not even the stuff in college where he was retired for a season, right, because of a neck issue. And that stuff, like, that's there forever, you know. That can creep up at any moment.
Degenerative neck.
Right.
Yeah. Trey Hendrickson appeared in just 7 games, 13% pressure rate, 4 sacks. So not a great output by any stretch. But I think people understand what Trey Hendrickson is capable of. That situation soured tremendously.
Right, and he wasn't there like the entire offseason, right? Like
because of the contract dispute.
So
they kind of re-up. They added a little sweetener to his money on the 2025 contract, but that was about it. He did not get a long-term deal. They do not get anything in return for Trey Hendrickson, so the Bengals have bungled this in typical Bengals fashion. Chicago, Indy, Baltimore, Washington thrown out as potential landing spots for Trey Hendrickson. I would be happy with any of those. Like I said, I don't think the Colts are going to have the money, but Chicago, Baltimore, Washington, all those teams desperately need edge rushing help.
That would be great for all those teams. Dallas probably also in the mix.
Yep. Let's see. Mike also had Washington, Chicago, San Francisco, Tennessee for Jalen Phillips. I could see a Jalen Phillips, Tennessee massive bag. This team has the most cap space in the NFL, desperately need edge rushing help. So they're going to be in, I think, on one of these guys. Odafe Owe, I think, is going to get a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
He had a complete resurgence there in L.A., 7.5 sacks in 12 games, 15.2% pressure rate, 19.3% win rate.
So weird, though, with that dude. Like, why could you not get it going in Baltimore?
Baltimore, of all places, not like a dysfunctional team with a bad defense or something.
Although he always was, like, PFF-wise, like, good,
Just waiting for that moment.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'll be curious. I think the Chargers are sort of a dark horse to retain both their guys because Khalil Mack, entering his 13th NFL season, is also hitting free agency. And so the Chargers, are they really going to just roll with Tuli Tuipulotu and nobody else? Read Mike's article that came out this week looking at question marks for each of the AFC and NFC West teams. It was like, look at the Chargers edge room outside of Tuli. Holy hell, it is really grim. So I think one or both of these guys are probably coming back to the Chargers if I had to guess. You mentioned Hassan Reddick earlier as sort of the in the mold of like Cardinals, not reclamation projects. What's the opposite of that? Demolition projects of draft picks that they bungled. He is now a free agent once more after the weird Jet saga, landed in Tampa Bay, appeared in 13 games. Nothing really happening there with Hassan Reddick. 2.5 sacks, 11% pressure rate.
Who cares?
I think it might be Jover for Hassan Reddick. Just some other interesting names out there, Addy, along the defensive line. Joseph Osai, Joey Bosa. Keelavon Chason had a nice little season there.
He deserves some love, man.
Right, I agree.
It's 2 seasons in a row for Chason. And also, I think you'd be surprised at how young this dude is. He's like 26.
Yeah, I think he is one of those guys that's sneaky going to get paid way more money than we think. So yeah, you got some olds here because you have like Hassan Reddick, you've got Joey Bosa, you've got Khalil Mack, you've got Bradley Chubb, who was released by the Dolphins unexpectedly.
Kwity Paye.
Yep, Kwity Paye is out there. Al-Qadim Muhammad, John Franklin Myers I saw today. The Broncos are not likely to bring him back. So
Drummond Jones, AJ Epinesa, I've always liked him a little bit. Dante Fowler.
yeah, who of these guys that we've mentioned are you most interested in for IDP if they land in a good spot?
Gosh, I mean,
None of them.
A
lot of like DL4
yes,
options.
these are all just like break glass in case of emergency type situations. I mean, Chase on. I think Chase on is interesting. Owe still has. We include Owe in this group, or
I think he's in that top. I think he's in that upper tier, right? I think him, Phillips, and Hendrickson are ones that I feel pretty confident are going to be IDP relevant next year, no matter where they land. I think Khalil Mack, sort of in his own category. I mean, it just depends on how you feel about does he have any juice left in the tank? I think that's a fair question to ask.
Yeah,
Reddick, nah. Osai, I've never been a big Osai guy. I think it may be Jover for Joey Bosa as well. Bradley Chubb, I think we may be on the backside of his apex here.
Did we mention Boye Mafe?
We did not.
I mean, he's interesting. He had, before last year, really, it seemed like he was a guy that was kind of trending up. He's still pretty young. This will be just his second contract, so he's interesting. He has some upside, but none of these guys are really getting me that excited.
I know. The edge group is not exciting. We're saving linebacker for last, you sickos, so you got to stick around to the end of the episode to hear us talk linebacker free agents. So let's keep it moving, though, and talk defensive back, Addy, because there are some pretty interesting IDP-relevant defensive backs that are going to be out there. We talked about Cam Curl a lot. 122 tackles in 2025, 11% tackle rate, 2 INTs, 5 defended passes, played just over 40% of his snaps through the line of scrimmage with an increased slot role versus 2024. I don't think he's coming back to LA. I think the Trent McDuffie trade kind of signaled the Rams' intent here to make this their big, splashy DB addition. I think they'll go shopping maybe in the bargain bin or in the draft to fill that safety need. So he's there. Nick Cross is, I think, a guy the Colts are going to have to let walk. 56 combined tackles in his first 2 seasons, 146 in 2024, 120 in 2025. Played nearly half his snaps in the box in 2025 under Anarumo. And I'm with Mike. I was worried, how is Nick Cross going to translate with this new defensive coordinator, Gus Bradley? So friendly when it comes to that box safety role that made Cross such a sensation in 2024. But that never materialized. I mean, he was still great last year. I think that he will get a nice little bag. Brian Cook is also available of the Kansas City Chiefs.
He's getting a lot of hype. People really like him.
Dude, a lot of Brian Cook love on the free agency preview episodes I've been listening to. 2-season run over the last 2 seasons with Kansas City, 163 tackles, 2 INTs, 11 defended passes, 8.9% tackle rate. So,
and I mean, yeah, also like thinking back to like historical safeties they've had there in Kansas City, it's never really produced anybody relevant for IDP. So I mean, yeah, it will be good to kind of see this guy get out of Kansas City. I think 'cause like, maybe Spagnuolo's scheme is just not good for fantasy safeties.
I think it's a great defensive scheme, especially for defensive backs. I mean, you see them just churn through these guys. They're not afraid to let these dudes walk. I mean, we were all about L'Jarius Sneed, and then he goes to Tennessee, and it is over immediately, just completely flatlines. And so,
well, maybe the Rams should be scared about McDuffie.
I was like, man, what do the Chiefs know about letting McDuffie walk? I think they just know, hey, we can replace this guy with somebody we draft in the 4th or 5th round.
They know McDuffie's good. McDuffie is good. I mean,
right.
That was a dude that was good coming out, and he's, there's nothing he's done to make us think otherwise.
So I think Brian Cook, I think all of these guys, especially the first two, I think Curl and Cross, wherever they land, are going to be good. I am intrigued. According to Mike here, big nickel box roll, 44% of his snaps through the line of scrimmage, 30% box rate, best in a system that lets him play downhill and fill the alleys. Reed Blankenship out there as well. Kyle Duggar got squeezed out in New England, went to Pittsburgh, took over the starting role, 59 tackles, 2 INTs, 2 TFLs, 45% of his snaps through the line of scrimmage in Pittsburgh. He had some pass rush usage there. Jaquan Brisket on the board, is available in free agency as well. Both of the Bears safeties, Kevin Byard and Jaquan Brisket, are available in free agency. So,
and the cornerback.
Yeah, Nashawn Wright as well. So it's like, God, just completely flogged the Chicago Bears. Did you see their center retired as well?
Yeah,
so it's like
right.
suddenly they have a lot of needs for a team that seemed to be on the ascension. I'd love to see Jaquan Brisket turn it around.
I think the worry with him is just the concussion.
The concussions
stuff, right?
just scare me to death.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Jalen Phillips corollary where it's like different type of injury, but man, it's like one more big injury, one more big concussion for Brisket, and it might just be over.
And especially considering the type of player he is, where he is a guy that's going to get down there and bang, and you just worry that.
Yeah, downhill, physical box safety, according to Mike.
Not always ideal for someone with concussion issues.
Right, concussion history. So, yeah, Alontae Taylor and Nashawn Wright are available there at the cornerback position. We mentioned Kevin Byard.
Both those guys have been great for fantasy.
Right,
last 2
yes.
years.
I think they're both going to get paid. Kevin Byard, I'm going to just keep drafting Kevin Byard. I think he's
so
earned
good.
the right to be on the until the wheels fall off, sort of list. So
Yep, one of those safeties that'll be playing until he's 34, 35 and still be useful.
I think the top three for me, Cam Curl, Nick Cross, Kevin Byard. Is how I would rank that in terms of like guys I'm interested in no matter where they land.
IDP relevant.
Yes,
right.
IDP relevant, exactly.
Agree, yeah.
But let's talk linebacker, Addy. Everyone's favorite position, and God, this year's free agency class is absolutely loaded. Now, the Green Dot King, Mike Woolard, is going to be talking some linebackers, but let's just roll through here and see how many cracked his top 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Half of the top 40. And I think all of these are warranted, maybe with the exception of Special Agent Sanborn here at number 40 overall on the list. Couple jacks. Yes. So the top of the list, though, for Mike, Quay Walker, Leo Chenal, Devin Lloyd, Nakobe Dean, Bobby Wagner, top 5. Hell, you got to go down to top 6, top 7. That's Levante David at 6, Demario Davis at 7 amongst the free agent linebackers. And you're like, oh, I wonder who's at 8. It's just Caden Ellis down there as well. And then, Devin Bush coming off a career resurgence in Cleveland. So, Addy, I think you mentioned, are you buying stock in any linebacker that's established on a team right now? Man, I don't know. Who do you feel confident about across the league right now? Because even Fred, you're like, oh, yeah, Fred Warner coming off a really gnarly injury. I think he'll be fine, but still not a clean bill of health by any means. Yeah, we feel great about Roquan.
Carson and Campbell.
Right, obviously those two guys. But is that end of the list?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of great situations, or a lot of great rooms that are set in stone.
I think the Eagles are pretty well set. I think the plan is essentially just Zach Bond, Jihad Campbell. We saw that before Nakobe Dean got back. Obviously, they're letting Nakobe Dean walk now in free agency. Any of these guys you think could be back with their teams?
There'll be a handful of them, right? I mean, I don't think Quay Walker. I don't think he's coming back. You have Isaiah McDuffie there, who's been solid. You have they drafted Tyrone Hopper, in the third round. So I mean, at some point you're going to want to see what he looks like.
At some point you got to get to the Hopper.
Right, exactly. You got Edrin Cooper there. Spent high capital on him, so it's like, do you really want to lock up pay another linebacker? He's going to cost top of the market for this guy. So I feel like he's gone. I think a lot of them are going to go, honestly. Man.
Love of God, please get Leo Chenal to free agency.
He's out of here. He's got to be gone. Also, I think it was Daniel Jeremiah I was listening to just about like recapping at the combine, and they were kind of talking about some of these guys, these free agents. And he name dropped Leo Chenal, saying Leo Chenal had a lot of fans at the combine.
Yeah, I know Hayden Winks paired him up with the Carolina Panthers. Don't mind that at all. That would be a nice fit with Christian Roseboom out the door as a free agent as well.
But yeah, we've had this free agency period circled for 2 years when it comes to Leo Chenal. So it's
takeoff time, baby.
We're all very ready and excited about Leo Chenal. I think Nakobe Dean's gone again. Kind of similar thing with with Quay Walker, you have Zach Bond there, and you invested a lot in him.
That's why I'm surprised. It's like I thought they would let Dean walk to be able to retain Jalen Phillips. That was kind of my assumption I was operating under. Is like, okay, they drafted Jahad Campbell. We've seen proof of concept. We're good to let Nakobe Dean walk as much as we love Nakobe Dean. Let's prioritize signing the guy we traded a pick for and that played really well in Vic Fangio's system.
Yeah, I know. So it does make you pause. Like, are they going to bring one of these guys back potentially? But I mean, maybe they lose them both. And again, like maybe they're happy to lose them both because they're going to get comp picks for both. Again, like Nakobe Dean's going to probably be the second or maybe even the highest paid linebacker on this list.
Yeah, I think they were debating today on the Athletic Football Show of who's going to be the highest paid linebacker from this bunch.
People love Devin Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd was the name they threw out. Now, they said, is this just the 2026 version of the Patrick Queen contract from a couple of years ago?
Probably. I think there'll be a lot of those with this group.
Here's a question that's fun. I agree with you. I think these top four, are all on new teams. I don't think any of the Packers, Chiefs, Jags, or Eagles bring back those guys.
And also, I think teams are less likely to retain them this year just because they'll be like, well,
what's out there?
Maybe we can just...
Great linebacker class, tons of free agents available. Exactly. So I think that's...
Even if you want to wait until like a week after, there should still be some...
There'll be tons of guys floating out there that you can sign for $1 million.
Yeah.
On a 1-year deal. Here's a fun game. We have three of the legends that all came in together. Bobby Wagner, Levante David, Demario Davis, all hitting free agency. Yeah. Unless they get locked up, before the Monday legal tampering period
This has
begins.
been like an every year thing, though, right?
Right. Every year we're having this conversation.
This will be until they all hang it up.
Right. And so do you think, what are the odds that all of these guys are back with their same teams?
I feel like Levante will be back with Tampa Bay. Probably the most.
If he doesn't re-sign in Tampa Bay, I could see him walking away.
Yeah, I would have said Demario Davis first, but with them releasing Cameron Jordan today, it's like, well, maybe they're finally.
It's time to turn the page, guys.
Yeah,
like it's time. It's okay. Like these guys have been great. It's time to move on.
Yeah, they are 35.
Right. You have to turn the page at some point. Saints, you are sitting there with the 8th overall pick if you wanted to go with Sonny Styles.
There you go.
As your Demario Davis replacement.
But I would love, if Demario Davis does get out of there, oh, baby, Danny Stutzman.
Stutzman time. We've been talking him up all offseason. Multiple articles mentioning Danny Stutzman. So I think it's wheels up. Now, Stinky Pete, get the hell out. It's not your time.
He's not going to block him, I don't think.
We know you stink. I think all of these guys are on new teams. I think Tampa Bay's linebacker room, just like the Indianapolis Colts, needs a makeover. And I think Washington, this is a roster that desperately needs to get younger. So I think they will turn over that linebacker room next to Frankie Louvu. And then, we mentioned the Saints. It's just time to move on. I'll be curious to see what Atlanta does if they try to retain Caden Ellis. Because, again, James Pierce Jr. may be going to prison. Yeah. So do you bring Caden Ellis back just to give yourself some pass rushing juice?
Need it.
And stabilize that linebacker room? Because you got Divine Diablo there as well still. So they just run this back minus James Pierce Jr.? Maybe. I think Devin Bush is going to be a value signing for some team out there.
Yeah.
I think that what we saw in Cleveland is real. I would not be surprised if Cleveland actually brought him back.
Yeah, maybe he's a strong candidate, I think. Same with the next guy, Alex Singleton. I feel like he's a strong candidate, to be brought back.
I've seen C.J. Allen linked to the Bengals or the Broncos a lot.
That'd be big.
That would be nice if he actually slipped that far because they're probably sitting there at 20.
Yeah, that would be huge.
They're at 30.
And they really need a linebacker.
If he fell down the board that far, I think they would be sprinting up to the podium to turn that.
And what a situation for someone like C.J. Allen to just walk into.
Yep.
A linebacker, just a defense that's already set up. No linebackers really in front of them, or the ones that are, they're very old. So
right.
It'd be a good sitch for him.
Yeah, Dre Greenlaw, I think there's questions about
health.
What's his future look like there? So
I think Sternad's actually a free agent. He's
So yeah, if you're losing both Sternad and
Singleton.
Singleton, and you've got a Gimpy, Dre Greenlaw.
I think they're both at least 30 anyway.
That team needs a little injection of youth, and
That's really all they're missing on that team.
right, that defense is pretty well set. Jermaine Pratt, free agent as well. I don't think Indy is going to retain him.
And it's a risky game you're playing with Pratt, right? Because it feels like the bottom's about. It almost fell out this last season, right? It felt like this is the last stop with Pratt, but Indy threw him a life raft, and
he was terrible. Like, make no mistake. For IDP purposes,
Yeah.
but every game I'm watching him and Zaire Franklin like a clown car, just chasing. I mean, just
he's bad. He's been bad.
Oh, really, really rough. Yeah. So, oh God, Drew Sanders is still there on the Broncos roster. Would you look at that? Yeah, Justin Sternad is a free agent. So
Some
it
people
is
like him.
Dre Greenlaw and Drew Sanders at linebacker right now. So this team needs a solution there. What will it be? Ivan Pace Jr. is the weird restricted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So Minnesota has the right to match any offer. We'll see. Maybe both of our kind of pet cats get let out here in the same year with
Ivan Pace.
Chenal and Ivan Pace.
They'll probably let him walk. I don't know. I mean, Eric Wilson is also, he's not on this list, but he's also a free agent.
He's down a little further.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So,
But he would be, if they do bring Eric Wilson back, I mean, gosh, I'll be excited to draft him again. Like, I'll have him ranked as like a top 20 linebacker.
LB 7 or 8 he finished, I think, in Big Three
awesome.
scoring.
He was awesome.
One of your boys, Quincy Williams here, also hitting free agency. I could see him being a solution for like the Colts. For whatever reason, I feel like there's just a lot of connective tissue with player movement between the Jets and the Colts. So I could see him landing in Indy. Alex Anzalone is going to be a free agent. Eric Wilson, Christian Roseboom.
Roseboom was good last season.
Right. I think he'll land somewhere. Can't you just see him going somewhere like Denver? They're just like, let's solve this on the cheap and bring in the
Get another long-haired
Alex
white.
Singleton clone.
Yeah.
But yeah, Roseboom, I think, will find a job. Eric Wilson, I am very interested in. I think this was the rare 9th year breakout, as Mike pointed out.
He did have a moment, though,
right,
previously.
Best season since his first stint in Minnesota in 2020.
That's right.
Career high 180 pass rush snaps, 6.5 sacks, 20.6% pressure rate from the linebacker position. Eric Wilson was a menace last year.
Yeah.
Especially in big play leagues.
I hope he stays there a minute. I mean, that's the key for him.
That
right?
would be the best landing spot.
Even if you were like to sign somewhere else, like I'm not going to be as excited.
I think let's get Jonathan Greenard traded for like a 3rd round pick.
And that's another point. It's like I don't really care too much about losing Greenard because Eric Wilson rushes the passer and does it very well.
That's the guy I think you want to prioritize bringing back. Let Ivan Pace walk. Go get you a safety in the draft, whatever that looks like. Bring Wilson back. Get Greenard out the door. Dallas Turner is elevated, and you still got a nasty edge rushing rotation with Dallas Turner, and then, like you said, Eric Wilson coming off the edge as well.
And here's the thing, folks. When it comes to certain defensive coordinators, it really doesn't matter.
Right.
They'll find their guys.
Everybody's going to eat.
They'll make it work. Like,
hey, we're still holding a candle for Bo Richter.
Yes, sir. I think he might be a free agent.
The boa constrictor.
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying, I'm holding a candle for that man wherever he is.
He could, I mean, it could, if he does stick around there.
It could happen. Never know. Willie Gay Jr., Mike just can't quit Willie Gay Jr. Devin White, I think this is the one where it's like, you talk about, I lump Jermaine Pratt and Devin White kind of into that same category of like, I think they're both dead and they just don't know it yet type of guys. So we'll see what comes of that. Jack Gibbons and then Jack Sanborn. Yeah, like you said.
Double Jacks
here to wrap things up. So, yeah,
I'm still excited about both those guys. I think,
yes,
we could see
we
those
joke about it, but they'll be relevant. We'll be picking them up in week 12 when somebody gets hurt.
And maybe it's not this year, but I feel like at some point, like when they're 29, 30, like we're seeing out of a Roseboom. Or like Landman was a late breakout. Like those guys could have a moment like that at some point, or a couple seasons like that at some point.
Let's get Jack Sanborn in Las Vegas and see what happens.
That'd be massive,
right?
Where did I saw where Eberflus just signed somewhere?
Did he?
I believe so.
I'll have to vet this. Let's take a look. I never was able to find the. I swear, I think it was Jacob Rodriguez that did a certain drill at the combine. I'm going to look that up and let y'all know in the comments. Yes, he joins the San Francisco 49ers. He is assistant head coach of the defense. What the hell does that mean?
Weird.
That's a weird title. So anyways, yeah.
You never know. Maybe that's a team that they always need a linebacker.
Yeah, I mean,
the station next to the practice field.
Yeah,
and whatnot.
the substation just liquefying everyone's bones over there. So, well, there you go, folks. This has been the Combine winners and losers and free agency preview. We hit some news, hour and a half for y'all here in the early part of March. But, Addy, we'll be back next week. We cannot skip
we kind of
free agency week. So what we're doing next week, we're typically off because it's every other week, but we will be back talking on Monday all the biggest signings and all the news that is fit to print for IDP free agencies, any other trades that come up, any other news items, we'll tackle those as well. And then later in the week, it is typically the week for the after show. Scott and Jake will be scooping up all the second wave of free agency moves on the after show.
All the lefties.
All the lefties, which
all the sloppy seconds. Some sloppy
sometimes,
boys.
As our boy Sam Cosby says, sometimes you get some good leave-ins, though.
Sometimes leave-ins are better.
Sometimes the leave-ins are better. So they will
Isn't
be
that wild?
scooping up the leave-ins for you all later in the week, so look forward to that.
Like Japanese, Chinese food. Sometimes a little better warmed up.
Do you like cold pizza?
I'll do. Yeah,
Do you heat it up or do you eat it cold?
Um,
I'm the weirdo in my family who likes to heat up the pizza. My children and my wife all eat cold pizza.
no, I like to heat it up too.
Yeah, me too.
Also, do you like to? Are you doing the thing where you heat it up in an air fryer? Do you do that?
Yes.
Got to do it.
We had an air fryer, got rid of it for a while, got another one, missed it tremendously. Air fryer is incredible.
It makes everything better, especially when it comes to reheating. Like
Reheating is the key.
you gotta do it.
Got to do it.
Microwave just gets it kind of just like soft and like wet.
Messes the texture up.
Yeah.
You don't want it soft and wet. It's not a good place to be, folks.
Sometimes you do, I guess.
Good place to be. The
Actually, never
IDP
do.
Show. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate y'all checking out the episode. TheIDPShow.com. We're going to have you taken care of all off season. And we'll be back on Monday talking about those free agency moves from the legal tampering period. So until then, y'all take care. And we'll see you soon.
It's the IDP show, now you know.